Rigidity and autism go hand in hand. Control, order, structure, everything having to be a certain way, everything having to look a certain way. When things throw us off from expectation, it's really hard to readjust. It can feel really stressful. It can feel really overwhelming, like we want to shut down, or we start to lose the ability to communicate what we need because we are so overwhelmed by the fact that something didn't go as planned or expected. And there are ways to combat this, like the rigidity in general. I used to really struggle with things having to be exactly ordered or structured, and I've had to learn to take a deep breath and step back in certain situations, but it's not easy. And that goes with time management as well. I'm really rigid about time. So I'm like, if I say I'm going to be there at 1:30, I'm probably going to be stressing myself out. If I'm running late, I'm like, oh my God, I've really let someone down in this situation. So trying to give ourselves permission to be late at times, right? Being late isn't a reflection of us not caring. Maybe messing up your desk so it doesn't have to be in a specific order. But also the acknowledgement that order gives us a sense of control, a control over our environment, a control over our surroundings, and a control over how we feel. And for us, that so often doesn't happen, right? We feel like we're out of control about how we absorb energy, how we take in all of the sensory overload that happens, how we communicate, how we move through the world. So sensory overload really is combated by control. If I can control my environment, I can control how I feel. I can quote unquote relax. What the fuck is that, right? But I can really allow myself to at least have an ability to alleviate some pressure if I know how things are supposed to go, line up, where they are, how they're placed, control over what I eat, control over where I go, etc. So it's really a coping skill. So save this video to come back to if you felt like this was helpful.